Welcome to Celebrity J News. Donald Trump's social network that will receive a multi-million-dollar lifeline. Former U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump is about to get paid big thanks to his social network Truth Social. Investors in Digital World Acquisition Corp have approved a deal to merge with Trump Media and Technology Group, which has Truth Social as its flagship product. With the deal, Donald Trump will receive a majority stake in Digital World Acquisition Corp. According to RPP, after the merger, Digital World Acquisition Corp will be worth $5.7 billion, of which $3.3 billion in shares will go to Donald Trump. This will represent a lifeline for the imminent presidential candidate for this year's general election in the United States. Donald Trump must pay $454 million after the verdict in a fraud trial. His lawyers are in the process of appealing the penalty, citing irreparable harm to the 77-year-old businessman. Truth Social would also see the merger as a salvation, as it comprises a $300 million cash injection. Donald Trump's social network recorded losses of $10.6 million in the first 9 months of 2023 and $23.2 million in 2022. Truth Social is a social network launched by former United States President Donald Trump. It was advertised as a platform intended to provide an alternative to more conventional social media. This because, according to Trump and his supporters, they have an alleged tendency to censor or limit conservative opinions. Consequently, it presents itself as a platform that promotes freedom of expression and seeks to attract users who share those concerns. As for its interface and design, it has similarities with existing social platforms, especially Twitter. It includes a newsfeed or timeline where users can see posts from people they follow, as well as profile tools to manage personal information and privacy settings. On the other hand, Donald Trump is afraid of Alzheimer's since his father also suffered from it. His niece said Trump had no patience with her father's dementia, but the risk that could have it is increasing. Mary Trump, a clinical psychologist and lesbian niece of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, spoke about her uncle's risk of dementia due to his family history, as well as how he had no patience with her own father's cognitive decline in the 1990s. Fred Trump Sr., Donald Trump's father, began showing signs of the disease in the late 1980s and was formally diagnosed with senile dementia in 1991. In the mid-1990s, the entire family met with Fred Trump Sr., where he failed to recognize 2 of his own children and even appeared to ask his son, Donald Trump, for permission to buy a car. Donald just walked away like, "Oh God, get him away from me. It's so annoying," Mary Trump told the Washington Post. "I had no patience, none at all." "Turning 50 makes you think about mortality, immortality, or whatever," Donald Trump said. Playboy in a 1997 interview. "It hits you." Associates of Donald Trump say he was increasingly afraid of suffering from dementia one day because of his family history. "Without a doubt, Donald is afraid of Alzheimer's," said an anonymous Trump Organization executive. "He's not going to talk about it or admit it, but it's relevant because every day he asks Biden whether or not he's mentally capable of doing the job." Donald Trump claims he took the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, a test to detect signs of cognitive decline, twice, but the only time details are publicly available is when he took it in 2018. He famously talked about conducting the test with the media, repeating over and over again how he was able to remember the words person, woman, man, camera, TV. Related words such as man and woman are not used in the sequence of that test. That test was administered by then White House physician and current Rep. Ronnie Jackson, RTX, who drank so much while working in the White House that the U.S. Navy demoted him even though he had already retired from military service. Donald Trump has lied about the test to the media, claiming that he received extra credit for some of his answers. It's not that kind of test, and that it included the question multiply 3.293 by 4, divide by 3. The test is for basic cognition, not complicated arithmetic. "That's not on the test," Jackson, a Trump ally, admitted of the math question. "I was joking about how hard it was." However, the test is not difficult for someone who does not have dementia. The average score for a 71-year-old, the age at which Donald Trump got it, is 27 out of 30. But even if it passed the test in 2018, its creator, neurologist Ziad Nasreddin, said it's invalid after 6 years and that someone Donald Trump's age should get tested every 18 months to 2 years. "I don't think we can say that a test from 6 years ago is valid today," he said. "The risk is higher as we get older and it could get worse." Donald Trump has lied about the test to the media, claiming that he received extra credit for some of his answers. It's not that kind of test, and that it included the question multiply 3.293 by 4, divide by 3. The test is for basic cognition, not complicated arithmetic. Donald Trump is also at higher risk because of his family background. Alzheimer's disease is partly genetic. Between 40% and 65% of people diagnosed with it carry a specific gene. Trump faces an elevated familial risk of late-onset Alzheimer's disease, AD, as this contributed significantly to his father's death, the authors of a 2020 medical journal article wrote. Mary Trump noted that her uncle has said he's a super genius because of his big genes, so it's no surprise that people are raising questions about Donald Trump's potential cognitive decline. If intelligence is a genetically inherited state, then something like dementia, Alzheimer's, which has very strong genetic components, is more concerning for someone who is directly related to Fred Trump Sr. as Donald is, he said. I'm not saying I have dementia, but you can't say one thing and not acknowledge the other. Donald Trump has made mental acuity a central theme of his campaign as he and other Republicans have attacked President Joe Biden for often stumbling in his speech. He has a lifelong stutter, but Trump has been making more and more gaffes on the campaign trail and sounding increasingly incoherent. Trump confused his rival in the Republican primary, Nikki Haley, with Rep. Nancy Pelosi, DCA, and has said that Barack Obama is the current president on the campaign trail. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give me a like. Don't forget to follow us for more news.